Right, welcome back to the Yes No podcast with me, Kosi. Don't forget to smash up the likes. Don't forget to smash up the likes. We're going to be rating players Arsenal one, Arsenal two, Westham one player ratings. Here we go. Um, who was your man of the match? That's the question. Whenever you see the player ratings show, that's the question. Who was your man of the match? For me, I think I had a couple of players that have average performances. Had a couple of players that had fairly good performances. I never had a player who had who was exactly excellent. I think I'll go with Gabriel as my man of the match in this game. I think he was quite good enough. I'm gonna be honest. I think he was very very good enough. The other player I would think about in this game who was also quite good, I think, was Bukayo Saka. I think Bukayo Saka was also very, very good, especially that he didn't play in that game against Fulham. But when when he was given chance by Mikel Arteta, I think he proved to be resourceful. He proved to be very very resourceful. So I'm going to be doing the player ratings right now, out of 10. So we'll be rating the players out of 10. Join me in the comments. Tell me, how do you give these Arsenal players out of 10? Right? How many do you give these Arsenal players out of 10? I'll start with Ban Leno. I think he had a very good performance yesterday. I'll be joined by Majid. Yeah, Majid, welcome.
Hello, Kosi. How are you?
Okay, I'm fine now. I thought you're gonna be late. Anyway, um, I just picked my two players of the game. I picked Saka and I picked Bukayo Saka and Gabriel in the defense. Who are your two players of the night?
Same as you. Honestly, same as you. There was not really anyone who standed out except for those two. They were pretty brilliant, but everyone was. Some people were bang average. Some were not good enough.
Yeah. Okay. So we are going to be rating the players out of 10, and I'll start with Ban Leno. How was Ban Leno's performance, and how do you rate him out of 10?
I mean, he was good, but he was a bit shaky at times. Maybe 6.5, 7.
Six and a half, 6.5, 7, 7.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, 7.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. I love that save he made against Mikel Antonio on the line, exactly on the line. And that ball he swept away, that was almost at the center. He's like another Manuel Neuer. I just love goalkeepers who can, engage themselves in play. I'll give him a second.
It was impressive how he was, composed when he came to the halfway line.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people, we've seen what Ederson has done when he came outside of his box. Poor Mane got the beating. No, it's okay. I'm getting a bit confused. Ederson has zero composure though when he comes out of his box.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
So, what do you think on Hector Balor in that game?
Hector Bellerin, I think I don't know whether he played. I really cannot say he played because he was lost almost 90 minutes. I don't remember him coming forward. I don't remember him being useful, defensive wise. I don't know what had happened to him, and the truth is I had gave him a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give him a 3. He was really poor.
Yeah, really poor. And any reason as to why you think he was lost like that?
No idea. Maybe he didn't have any support from the other flank. I'm not too sure.
Okay. Okay. Then, of course, the next person there is Gabriel Magalhaes. Among the centre backs, I gave him a 9 out of 10. For one reason, he played almost the whole back line alone. I don't think Rob Holding was good enough, and Sid Kolasinac was clearly at his worst. How do you rate Gabriel Magalhaes? I think he has had two good games, and yesterday he stood out as the man in that defense. 9 out of 10 for me. There is nothing. There's nothing I would take away from his performance yesterday.
I agree with you. 9 out of 10 there.
9 out of 10.
Yeah, 9 out of 10.
Okay, and then Robolding is the next person. He proved me wrong. Man. I thought he was this, defender who was, improving so much and so on. But yesterday, and I wonder, how do you defend a striker like Mikel Antonio and you're behind them? I'm still going to blame him and Kolasinac for that goal we conceded at halftime. I'm going to blame them. And
it was a lazy goal.
Lazy goal, poor marking. I think even if we look at the headers in the air, when Gabriel Magalhaes missed, no one in that Arsenal defense tried to win the headers apart from Gabriel Magalhaes. So Robolding, 3 out of 10, very, very poor. Not even average, but very poor yesterday.
I give him a 2. He was non-existent.
Non-existent. 2 out of 10.
He was as invisible as Ozil.
All right. Now the man, Sid Kolasinac. Yeah. Now the truth is, I wanted to give him a negative, but because he appeared on the pitch and so on, I gave him a 0. That's the truth. I gave him a 0 out of 10. I blame him for the goal we conceded, but still we have, we could have conceded another goal from his mistakes. If you still remember that ball, Mikel Antonio headed and then it hit the crossbar. He had to jump, but he was looking on, and I was like, really, you're a defender and you're looking on at Mikel Antonio heading that ball without competition, a free header, it hits the crossbar, and that is how we were rescued. I gave him a 0 out of 10. Sid Kolasinac, the worst performance I've seen in the last 6 months from an Arsenal player.
I mean, I wouldn't say the worst because he was worse against Tottenham, but still, yeah, he's good as a rat ass, to be honest. 0.
Yeah. 0, yeah. Truth.
He hasn't really done anything except for score that goal in the Community Shield against Chelsea.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to the midfielders now. Those were the 4 defenders and the goalkeeper. Granit Xhaka, with all his second half statistics, I think statistically he looked decent, but for me on the pitch he was never convincing. When Declan Rice and Formos always had the ball and they did whatever they want, with it in that midfield. Granit Xhaka, what do you think about him?
He made Declan Rice look like Xavi.
Yeah.
He made Declan Rice look like. I mean, what is he doing? If you're playing for such a big club, you need to be consistent.
Exactly.
Man's having good games having a good game every 3 matches. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, I know. I gave him a 5 out of 10.
I'm gonna give him a 3.
3 out of 10.
Useless.
Okay. Useless. We move on. Danny Tobias, very inconsistent. Inconsistent in the game. He comes in, he's lost. He comes back, he's lost. Finally, he gets that assist to Edin Ketia. I think he had, he had some times when he was decent, and he had, sometimes when he was lost. He had sometimes when he was, crap, giving away the ball easily, cheaply, and failing to get it back. But for the goal, for the assist, because 3 points are 3 points, I still give him 6 out of 10.
I'd give him a 7. Honestly, it's because Xhaka should be doing what Tobias does, and Tobias should be attacking. Because Tobias is not a defensive player. He likes putting them balls. He's like Ozil, but not as good as him, obviously, when he was in his prime. But he's a good player, but we can't use him in defensive place. He can't carry out the ball. That's a fact. He lost the ball 10 or 20 times trying to carry it out.
So you would give him something like 7 out of 10. Right. I gave him a 6. There. The front 3, before we go to the substitutes, the front 3, Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Willian. Those were the starters there. The truth is, for Aubameyang, I'm not going to blame him so much, and I'll give him credit for that, opportunity created for Lacazette. I'll give Lacazette credit for finishing it off like a good striker. Starting with Aubameyang, his performance yesterday, he was not released so many times. I think Xhaka tried to release him, on a couple of occasions, but I think Ogbonna and Diop did a very good job, blocking those long passes from Granit Xhaka, from reaching Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. But when he had the ball, I loved it. When he had the ball, he tried to create and play with the team. He tried to make things happen, although it wasn't the best of nights for him. But I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 10 for the chance created, and I'll blame Arsenal's lack of creativity for his loss, for his poor performance yesterday.
Completely agree. 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
No one wanted to get the ball to him, and when
Yeah.
they did, West Ham defended really well,
Okay.
which is a surprise. By
Yeah.
the way, Spurs concede to Southampton.
Yeah.
Spurs' defense. Spurs concede. Spurs lose. Spurs is losing to Southampton. Just proves how good they are.
Yeah. But I think Jose Mourinho is going to be the first manager to be sacked, man. I think it must be. He must be.
I mean, I agree completely.
Okay, 6 out of 10 for Aubameyang. We go with Willian. He had a very nice debut against Fulham.
Can you give me 1 second, because there's some audio issues, so I'm gonna leave and join.
Okay. So my take on Willian, like I said, he had a very good performance in the game against Fulham. Yesterday, he was not really impactful, but he wasn't bad. He wasn't that bad. He made his passes, he made his runs. He tried to disturb the West Ham defense here and there, and I loved it as a person. I really love players who can, always, disturb. I really love players that can always disturb, defenses, and I'm going to give him credit for his consistency. What he gives us, is different from what other players give us. And yesterday, he showed it, bringing perfect, good corners, bringing the free kicks, and so on. Although he was not really impactful, I'm gonna give him still a 6 out of 10. I think in the last player ratings, I gave him a 9 out of 10. In this one, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Not impactful on the pitch, no assist, no chances created, but still he had a lot of trouble for West Ham. Willian, Majid, what do you make of his performance?
I think Willian was good, but I don't like him on the wing, because every time he's on the wing, he wants to come centrally. So you can tell that he likes to be more centrally looking for the ball. So
yeah.
I say we could play him more as a cam, and then give more chances to someone like Pepe. So he has more options in 3 instead of having Kolasinac try to instead of trying to pass to Kolasinac, who is just gonna throw it into the defender's face.
Yeah.
So honestly, I really think I think we should give him a 7.
7.
Mm-hmm.
7. I went with a 6. I had so many 6s today because I think we were too average. There, Lacazette, man, truly, I was really confused with Lacazette's performance. In the first half, he had that bullet header straight on target, and then the dance. I love the celebration. But in the second half, I doubt whether he really did anything, in that game before he was pulled
he was quite quiet.
Very quiet. I don't know whether it was, the lack of creativity again, because he never had, quite good chances. But, at halftime, he must, as a good striker, you must pull off that chance to go with Willian. You remember that one-on-one, one-on-one was, playing with Willian.
I'm not sure I can remember.
It was just at the, at the beginning of time, they were playing with Willian, tick tack. He gets that, chance, in front of goal, but his first touch was really, really poor. If only he had his chance, his first touch was good, he should have scored that chance. And
Lacazette for a striker has not the best touch. We've seen it time and time again.
Yeah.
Not the best touch.
But I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10. I liked his goal. It was a number 9 goal. And I liked the composure, the lack of pressure. Of course, it was a free header, but the composure and the energy he used, it shows you that I'm a striker and I'm going to score this. Thank you so much, Aubameyang. 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Out of 10.
I'd give him a 5 out of 10, but just add 1 for the dance, so 6.
Okay, one for the dance. Moving forward to players from the bench. I'll start with Pepe because he came on fast. When he came on, there was a difference. There was a difference, especially on the wings, but still there was no impact when it comes to output. So I'll give him a 5 out of 10, and I'll pray he gets more stats. He gets more stats for us.
Yeah, I mean, Pepe can't do it all by himself, so Bellerin was basically no support for him. So I'd give him a 6 because Bellerin needs to be a much more supportive. Because as a winger, you're not going to dribble past 3 or 4 defenders. You need support. So I would give him a 6.
6. Okay, 6 out of 10. There we go. Eddie Nketiah, impactful. I liked his small runs up front when he came on the pitch. He showed the energy, and I think he did the job. He did the job. He gave us what we needed. We needed that goal desperately. We were desperate to win. He gave us that goal. Of course, it was an easy goal that everybody could score, either David Louis or Banden, or I think they could score on that night. And then Tobias did a very good job, with the assist. But still, I cannot overlook the fact that, when it comes, because for substitutes, it's how you impact the game, how you change the game. 8 out of 10 for Eddie Nketiah. A win, Eddie on the call.
Yeah, 8 out of 10. As someone said in the comments, it's Gunner. He was very energetic. He was extremely energetic.
Yeah. And I think that, draws our attention to how badly we need a good bench, man. How badly we need a good bench.
I mean, I didn't understand yesterday's bench because we had no Guendouzi, no Ozil, no Socrates. Who else don't we have? We didn't have Torreira. I think mostly that's because he's leaving.
Yeah.
And did we have Willock yesterday?
Yeah, I think it was, but he was part of the bench.
I mean, the only one who could actually come on and make it. There was 2 people on the bench who could actually make a difference, but they were both attackers. Pepe and Nketiah, we can't rely on all our attack. We need our midfield to back up. So I think, my opinion, Xhaka is a substitute midfielder. No chance. He's a starting midfielder.
Okay. And actually, the bench had Marseille, David Luiz, Kolasinac, Maitland-Niles, El Neni, Pepe, and Nketiah.
I think we should have started Maitland-Niles instead of Kolasinac. We should have replaced Maitland-Niles instead of Kolasinac.
I thought that I thought that was what he wanted to, but in my opinion, I think he never wanted to really change his original plan of the game, and that's why he just replaced Kiantian with Kolasinac. It looked like a direct substitution. I think that's what he wanted to do.
I agree, but the thing is that there's no way. When you look at Kolasinac, he has 0 pace. His crossing's the most bang average crossing in the world.
I know.
And then when you look at Tierney, he's like, how old is he? 22, 23? And he's performing for a big club, unlike Kolasinac.
Yeah.
And then, as someone said in the comments, I think we should have started. I think we should have kept up with El Neni because he did nothing wrong against Fulham. He was solid.
Okay. David Louis. Finally, David Louis. He came on the pitch for some few minutes. I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10. There is nothing much he did really.
Yeah, I agree. He couldn't do anything. I mean.
Yeah. Mikel Arteta. There we go. Finally, he wins that game. I'm gonna give him credit for the substitutions. I don't know whether he tactically made them knowingly, or it was by chance, but bringing on Eddie Nketiah to score. And I'm going to, and I'm very happy for this time. He never tampers with the midfield. He tries to leave it. He only changes where I think we needed the change. calling off Lacazette and calling off Willian, it was justifiable in that case. Holding up the pressure, because in most cases, in such games, when we were under Unai Emery or Arsene Wenger, we were, it was obvious we were going to concede a second goal. And I like the fact that, he started making his substitutions in time. That really, made my day. Make your substitutions in time so that you can actually fight for the point. He showed me that he's a manager who wants to win every game, no matter what comes. And I really love that. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 for that, for that win yesterday. But the performance, Mikel Arteta, no, you disappointed me so much.
I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 10 because the substitutions, you're right, they were good. Yeah. Tactically, we were, in between. But my problem with Chada yesterday was who he swapped Tierney for. If you're gonna swap a player, you need to swap the player with someone who's as intense, who knows the game as well. And when you looked at when Kolasinac came on, my God, that wasn't appalling, honestly.
Yeah. Overall, combined, who are your 5 best performers of the night? West Ham and Arsenal combined.
Antonio and
yeah.
and obviously Saka and Gabriel.
Yeah.
Who else? I'm not really sure about West Ham side. I didn't watch much of it. I watched in between. Of the game, so I'm not too sure, but I could give you those 3. They were pretty good, and I really like Mikel Arteta. He doesn't deserve to be in a relegated side as good as them, because he's such a hardworking player.
Yeah, he is. I agree with you. I'll only add one player to those, and I think it was Declan Rice. Xhaka made him to look like a Xavi, and I think he carried the night. He really carried the night. So I'll only add one player to yours to make them 4.
If we could swap Tobias and Declan Rice, what Declan Rice did in that match is what Tobias was meant to do in our team.
Okay, going through the comments here. Isgana says, "How are you?" Yesterday I was on one channel and we met with Isganas. I was really angry yesterday. Our performance was poor. This is Upara. Isgana says everyone was expecting 4 to 5 goals from Arsenal.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm happy we didn't score those goals.
I'm also happy. I'm also happy as well. It shows that we really need to go back.
Yeah, and then the board will realize.
Yeah. Then he says we are tired of that team, bro. We are not yet tired so much. Then Karim says thumbs up. All of that players are average. They don't compete with the big teams.
That's a bit harsh. To be honest, it was Kolasinac and Xhaka, and at times Tobias, and we had a few. We could say we had a few who wouldn't perform there.
Yeah. Opara says Saka gets 9 out of 10 for him. Aubameyang 5 out of 10. Bellerin 6 out of 10. Kolasinac 5 out of 10. Lacazette 7 out of 10. Gabriel 5 out of 10. Willian 5 out of 10. Pepe 6 out of 10. Xhaka 6 and Tobias 6. Oh, it's like we won. It's like we won comfortably from, according to Opara, he was very, convinced with the win.
Did Mans just say Kolasinac has had an as good a performance as Aubameyang?
Yeah, with a 5 out of 10.
And Willian, were we watching the same game?
But of course, that is the Arsenal's, Arsenal fans' opinion. Yeah. John Emmanuel says, I'm worried with all the way Arsenal played yesterday. We need midfielders. That's true. Mark Fish says, hi, Kosi. I would love to be on your podcast. Just invites me. How do I get in? I'm going to be giving you a link. Solomon Oteng says, we need party and no war. Seriously. Alan Tonic says, great to be here. Dennis says, Saka, 7 out of 10. Aubameyang, 7 out of 10. Kolasinac, 0 out of 10. Gabriel Magalhaes, 8 out of 10. Willian 7 out of 10. Robolding 1 out of 10.
That's harsh. That's harsh.
Leno 8 out of 10. Lacazette 6 out of 10. And he gives Saka 4 out of 10.
I mean, it's his opinion, but I'm a bit confused. I mean, did he accidentally swap like ratings or?
I'm not really sure. And Granit Xhaka is 5 out of 10.
I'm just a bit I'm just a bit confused.
Mwanguzi Days says, why does Arsenal boss that team doesn't sell that team to people who can make us happy? I think he's meaning Aliko Dangote, right?
Yes, I think so.
Let the boss sell the team. This is Dennis. He's gonna say Nketiah was energetic, and he says he has more goals than Mane.
I don't think Mane is gonna score today.
Okay. And he says that El Neni has gotten better. What's your opinion on Mohamed El Neni? He missed out in that game yesterday, but he had a very good performance against Fulham.
I mean, I mean, last time I saw him, he was horrific, but that was like before he went on loan. But after he came back from loan, he's just been so impressive in the Liverpool game, the Fulham game. I really think we should sell Saka and keep El Neni.
Okay.
And then we can put El Neni as a backup for Ahua or Party.
Okay. We should have played Saka in Tierney's place. And he gives him an 8 out of 10. You remember last season when Saka played very well in that left back position. Would you prefer him to go back, there?
I kind of liked him. I kind of like him attacking a bit more than defending.
Yeah.
He has a flair to him. He has like a different type of flair to the player. And I think he's a better attacker than he is defending, obviously. So I'd keep him there. What do you think?
I love him as part of the midfield. I think he gives it gives him a chance to give me whatever he can. Good, going forward, that is he's brilliant, and of course he falls back all the time. That's why I would keep him as part of my midfield, not as part of the defense. Okay. Pepe is a good sub as he has pace and fresh legs, but I still want to see him start sometimes.
What do you think? Should we keep Saka on the bench and play Pepe, or what do you think on that?
I'm going with Pepe. I'm going with Pepe because I still think there is that lock that we need to unlock in Pepe. I see a lot of potential in him, especially when it comes to those, for example, against West Ham last season. Remember that 3-1 that goal. That is the right word. That goal. And even in that 2-1 loss, we lost to Brighton. You still remember game.
Yeah.
That goal. There is a lot of potential in him, and there is that look.
Do you remember the goal he scored offside in the FA Cup final?
Yeah, again, yeah. Still,
he's left with something else.
Yeah. There is something he has not given us. I would start him for a whole season. Okay, then he says we need to.
So would you play Saka's backup to Tierney or Pepe? Then
Saka
obviously we're gonna get rid of Kolasinac.
Yeah, it's an obvious. But the problem, who's gonna take him with that performance? I doubt Leverkusen will come back for him.
We'll just give him one free. I don't want him in the club. I'll drive him. I'll give him £10 to get out of the club.
But I'll keep Saka as a Pepe backup.
Yeah.
I think Pablo Mari, Kian Tierney, Gabriel Magalhaes, all those are left-footed. Mikel Arteta should, work out with those. Then he says Arteta 3 out of 10. Would you give Arteta 3 out of 10?
I mean, those subs were pretty fantastic, so no way.
Okay. And Isaac Ghana says sell Kolasinac there. Mwanguzi then says Antonio is the best. No, he really gave us a hard time. He gave us a run for our money yesterday.
I think, in my opinion, if we were ever looking for a backup for if we're ever looking for a swap for Lacazette, Antonio is definitely one of the options.
Okay.
I think he netted 4 against a club. I can't remember, and he has the work rate of a. Honestly, he has the work rate. He has a better work rate than anyone I've seen.
Okay. Uh, Daddy's boy says the boys really tried, but we still need some quality players because we have a long way to go. There is nothing like good bench in a team, so we need more signings. Yeah, it's true. And I'm going to give the boys that credit. They tried as much as they could to get in the 3 points. It really means a lot when a big team can struggle but still get 3 points. It means a lot. It means a lot. It's a big statement.
Cozy.
Yeah.
So let's say we have enough money to get both our or party. Do you take both of them, or do you buy one and invest the rest of the money on the bench?
The truth is, I'm gonna take both of them. I'll take both of them. Skip the January transfer window, like never happened, and then go back to the summer. Look for those cheap but good signings, around 3 or 4, so that I can actually compete next season. Because I don't think we are going to build Rome in one day. So get Partey, get Awa, skip the January transfer window, let them settle in by next season. Look for backups in the summer. Look for backups. That's what I would do.
I'm still a bit shocked how that we've won the FA Cup and we're complaining about how we can't afford any of these people.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Dennis says, "Kosi, how many players are lacking in the team?" The truth is, if we want to win the league, we need something like most seven signings if we want to win the league. But for top 4, I think we lack something like 5 signings. Get out the deadwood, bring in 5 quality signings. We can compete for top 4. What do you think, Magic?
I agree with you.
Yeah,
completely agree with you.
Okay.
Honestly, we've had this deadwood since Arsene Wenger was here, and it's just so irrelevant to have these players who don't start week in week out and who are just there in training, just wasting the funds of the club.
Okay. And then he also
Kosi,
says,
what do you think on Liverpool signing Jota?
I'm going to, if I was a Liverpool fan, I would say, what a transfer window. But since I'm an Arsenal fan, I would say problems for the Premier League. I think they have done what they did in the past, what they have always done in the past 2, years. Sign what you need, sign smart, spend smart. A wonderful signing. I think he has been problems, with Wolves. It's going to become a bigger problem with Liverpool. I think really they have hit it. They have hit it. 41 million pounds.
No, continue. Sorry.
41 million pounds. For Diego Jota is the kind of player that Klopp is going to use, and you think he has been with him for the past 10 years. I still think they have signed smart and they have signed in the perfect man. They have got their man.
If I was looking from a Liverpool point of view, I'd be happy. But if I'm looking at someone who, Jota's point of view, it's the worst decision he could have made, in my opinion. Because when you have one of the strongest front threes, you're just gonna become the next Shaqiri. Remember when Shaqiri was thriving at Stoke and then he joined Liverpool, and now he doesn't even get into the squad. You're just turning into the next Shaqiri, essentially.
Yeah, but truth is, if I look at Jota and because if you look at the midfield options they have now, they have Fabinho, they have Keita, who I don't think is going to be a success in Liverpool. They have Jota, they have Thiago now, they have Henderson, who I don't think is going to fall out of the pecking order. He will come back to the starting lineup, one day or the other. I think the difference with Jota and Shaqiri. No, look at the age. First of all, look at the age. I know for the start, he's going to be a squad option player. But as things move on, I think it's going to, fit in well. I think he's another Ike Gundogan, Klopp was looking for, and I think he's got him. I know he's going to give him playing time with Thiago, and I think either Henderson, because Barcelona wanted Gigi Wijnaldum. I'm not really sure they're going to sign him, but I think in 1 or 2 seasons, in the coming season or the other season, Jota will be a starter at Liverpool.
I actually kind of like what you said about Gini. I mean, to be honest, I think Arsenal should be pouncing on Gini Wijnaldum. I'm gonna say this because it's not about age right now. We need a player who can cover us for at least 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Gini Wijnaldum is an amazing player.
Yeah.
If we can pounce on him, he's gonna have 20, 30 million, because obviously they have Thiago, and that's gonna lower their asking rate. Do you know how much it is?
If I were to predict the price of Gigi Wijnaldum, I think 15 million, 10 million quid, and then a 5 million installments. I think that would break the deal.
That's fantastic then, because then if we can't afford, let's say we can't afford Party or Hour, we get one of them, and then we could just get Gini Wijnaldum.
Yeah, it would be a perfect midfield. Trust me. I love his work rate. He's actually
He's a fantastic player.
Yeah, fantastic player. Box to box. Has that very good eye. Confident on the ball. Passing is okay. Shooting from range. Creating some chances. I think if he drops to the bench, it's going to be unfair for him from Liverpool.
Yeah, and Liverpool have a lot of midfield options. So 100%, I think we should pounce on him while we can. Because obviously Barcelona are interested, but they're having their own financial trouble. So really, we should pounce on him as soon as possible. And then unless we can get both Party and Hour.
Okay. Wanguzi then says, help us and only Arsenal. Arsenal news, we don't need other clubs. Of course, we are not really competing with ourselves in the league. That's why we talk about other clubs to make sure that we fit in, to make sure to see where we stand. I think I'm gonna say that. Majid, what do you make on the Premier League position we are in? I think yesterday we were in second on the table, and I really loved it. That's the truth. I really loved it. Today we are in second. Actually, we are in second. Everton are first. What do you make of Everton's performance as we close out? I was closed down this show.
They have one of the best midfields in the league.
Yeah.
That midfield, I watched James Rodriguez. He is out of this world good.
And the truth is, like, I would say they have signed the best players for him. They have Didier Doucouré, they have Alan, and then I think he's going to be in heaven at Everton.
We also have to remember that they signed all 3 players for each under 30 million.
Yeah.
That is a fantastic transfer business.
Trust me. And I think with working with a manager who trusts you, I think it's going to really be very, very wonderful for James Rodriguez. Anyway,
did you see his performance?
Yeah, I saw it. Why I couldn't miss it.
Alan's very solid. I think we needed an Alan this summer.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how our scouts are really working.
I think Arteta's looking for people way too young now. Because then it's really about age for Arteta. Because if it wasn't for age, we would have already had someone, I think. Okay. Or the scouting or the board. I'm not too sure.
All right. Thank you so much, Majid. Thank you for joining me once again today. Those have been the player ratings. Now, everybody on the show, smash up the likes. I'll be trying to do a transfer update. I'll try to compile some stories, I think, and do a transfer update. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks, everybody. I think I'll have to say I'm very, very grateful, Majid. Thank you so much, my man.
Of course, brother. When will you next stream? I think everyone would like to know.
I think at 7. I should be streaming at 7.
Okay. Just message me on Twitter after the Leicester game, and we could do our player review.
It's okay.
See you.
Okay, see you, Bala.
Thank you for having me on the show today.
All right.